Welcome everyone to this short video walkthrough of the Digital Citizenship and Gaming Culture module. This is a 5-lesson module. I'm going to walk through the 5 modules, call out a few items, and we'll wrap things up. First off, lesson 1 is around getting aware of our digital footprints. This is part 1 of a 2-part lesson on digital footprints. During this lesson, students will build sort of a common knowledge around what it is, how to protect it, and also students will dig into some text to learn even deeper. During lesson number 1, students will utilize a text protocol called the Golden Line Protocol. Again, that'll give us a chance to establish some common knowledge around digital footprints. So part 1 is really about awareness and understanding what it is and, again, how we can protect it. Lesson 2, part 2 of the digital footprint learning piece, we're going to have a chance for students to reflect on their own digital footprints, to think about the good parts, the questionable parts, the problematic parts. But students will have a chance to really think about their own experiences and their own digital footprint that they're leaving online. From that reflection will come some solution generation as well, especially for those things that they might consider questionable or problematic. We want to flip those into positives. And so students will have a chance to really think through that and establish some action steps and some solutions to drive them forward as far as establishing a positive digital footprint out in the world. So lessons 1 and 2, again, really highlighting the digital footprint aspect. Lesson 3, we're going to get into online relationships and bullying and trolling, things that can be very problematic in the esports space. So during this lesson, we're going to have a chance to dig into multiple resources that really help us understand the problems associated with this, and especially how it's impacting the esports space. So students will be able to choose a resource, they'll be in small teams, and they're going to have a chance to share their resource with others, but also learn about the other resources that people in their team had explored as well. So they're going to get kind of a multi-layered understanding of just how important it is to overcome the bullying and trolling in the esports space. Then students will get into a situation where they're going to encounter a scenario. So students will read through the situation that they've been given and thinking about the resources that they explored and some of the ideas that they're holding. We want them to brainstorm solutions to that scenario to overcome the bullying/trolling situation in that scenario. So that'll give them a chance to really divergently think about positive solutions for really a problematic issue that comes up in esports. So lesson 3, online relationships, trolling and bullying, how do we overcome those? Lesson 4 will give students an opportunity to think about news media and literacy, thinking about how do we know if something is reliable or not? How do we know that things are credible? And so we're going to have some time in this lesson to really establish that common understanding. We're going to kind of pull out some of their prior knowledge. The teacher's going to have a chance to share some insights as well. But from that common understanding, we want to give students an opportunity to analyze an esports article. There will be some resources the students can use, or they may access a news article that they choose as well, all on their own. But this will give them a chance to read through the article and apply some of those principles that we can use to really understand, is this reliable? Is it not? What are the attributes that we're seeing or not seeing that make us conclude whether or not it's trustworthy or not? So this will give them a chance to really apply that understanding to an esports article. And finally, security and privacy, something that's really important, not only online in general, but of course in that esports space as well. So students are going to have a chance to share some of their best tips as far as security and privacy goes. but the teacher will also be provided with a slide deck of other tips that can build on students' prior knowledge and understanding to create a really full understanding of what it is to stay secure and private online. From there, they'll be able to take those tips and start applying it to a positive online profile. So students will be asked to create an online profile that gives a short bio of themselves, includes their gaming philosophy, and also just embodies some of those security and privacy tips that we talked about earlier in the lesson. So students will have a chance to create or revise their online profile and share with other students in the room for feedback as well. And so that's how this module will wrap up. Of course, with any module, there may be some considerations as you implement the lesson. Of course, one thing to always consider is the timing of the lessons. We have these chunked in 50-minute segments. You may shorten or expand certain activities based on your students and their progression throughout the lesson. So take liberties with that. And also, there's plenty of resources already embedded into these lessons, but there may be other additional resources that you may want to add into addition to what's already there for you. So consider what's out there and how you might even build on what you already have in this module. All right, good luck. We hope you enjoy the process of sending your students through the digital citizenship and gaming culture module. And thanks for viewing the video.